Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Our House 21, and I just wanted to take a few moments to give you guys an update on my eBay auctions. Now, as you can see, we're still sitting here looking at Trey, but if we take a step out back, looking at the fleet, we do have a missing man, and yeah, Deuce did sell, and I'm both happy and sad to report that. Happy that, you know, Deuce went at a decent price. Sad because I actually really enjoy building that car, and now that he's gone, I kind of miss him a little bit. But now that everything's said and done, I want to admit to you guys that, you know, I'm a scientist at heart, and actually I was, in many ways, I was running a bit of a social experiment with these auctions, because, you know, while Trey and Deuce, I really did enjoy building cars, and I had fun teaching myself, you know, the technical skills of making the carbon Kevlar composite and all that. I was also just trying to test the market to see, you know, what the different classes of vehicles would bear. So in order to make a good, valid experiment, I actually built up Trey and Deuce with about the same starting budget. So essentially, I spent almost identical amounts of cash in building both vehicles, and in actuality, a very large percentage of the components between the vehicles were completely common. So that might sound a little bit surprising because, you know, Slashes and Rustlers are very different. However, the big dollar items, you know, like the single biggest price components on the vehicle are the ESC and the motor, and 10 scale ESC motor, that's the same thing. You got the tires. Now I did use different offsets for the Slash versus the Rustler, but you know, they cost the same amount of money. You got the same GTR shocks, and then when you come down to like the rolling chassis and everything, you know, those things are actually, you know, the prices when you put everything together, or at least when you're building a piecemeal, come out to be quite comparable. So, and even the bodies, even though the Rustler body is a little bit smaller, I mean, the price difference between a GTR body and, or I should say, a GT8 body and the Pro Graphics Rustler body is only about $10. You know, and the carbon Kevlar was a little bit more, but you know, again, we're talking about not huge differences here. So in both cases, I listed the cars for a for an initial starting bid on the first round of auctions of $499, and in both cases I got no bids. So then after that came through, I relisted the cars with a, you know, starting off at 99 cents, and an amazing thing happened for Deuce. You know, after everything was said and done, the auction ended up at $463 plus $30 shipping, adding up to a total of $493, $6 away from my initial starting bid. So that says that I pretty much gauged what the market would bear for a Slash-based vehicle pretty well. However, Trey here, the highest maximum bid I got for him was, I think, just over $270. So ask yourself, what gives? Two vehicles, almost identical build prices, yet one goes for nearly $500 and the other one had a maximum bid of $270 or so and didn't meet the reserve. So, and actually it went beyond that, because now guys who are on my channel, a lot of you guys are hardcore Rustler fans, and you know, and you see me right here, I'm in there with you too. However, I got some really interesting feedback from a number of guys, either on the YouTube channel or as direct eBay feedback, saying, why are you customizing that cheap chassis? Why are you spending that much money on that cheap vehicle? Oh dude, there's no way that car's worth that much. It's just a cheap Rustler. And over. So, you know, and I was actually taken aback by it, because, you know, if you look at the guys I subscribe to, you know, and I won't even go through all the names because you guys know who you are, but many guys who are big numbers, you look at the components in their vehicles and you look at what they've done to them, and you have some serious coin invested in these cars, and it's easy to invest over $1,000 in especially the 100-mile-an-hour configurations. So that being the case, why is it that you have a vehicle which is good for 70 miles an hour, pretty much in, with very little modification. There's some gears and some weights on it. And, it doesn't really go. So ultimately, I think it comes down to, I use the analogy of muscle cars. Now, if you think about it, back in the 60s, when guys were taking their mom's car and going to the drag strip, people were starting off with what they had available to them. They had a 1960 whatever Chevy Nova that their mom, took to the store. And they took down to the garage and they found a big engine. And they started with the platform that they had, and they found a way to optimize it and tune it and to make it better. So, using that same philosophy, you could see somebody, I've seen the videos where, guys spend $20, $30, $40,000 to soup up a Honda Civic. And at the end of the day, you end up with an awesome, well-handling, fast Honda Civic. However, if you just cut somebody a check for $40,000 and said, buy yourself a high-performance car, very few people would buy a Honda Civic. So I think that the Rustler kind of falls into that same kind of category, where those of us who started off, like my son here with Traxel, you get yourself into the platform and it's fun and it's cool. And now you have this vehicle that you fall in love with, but now you want to upgrade it. So then you end up doing something like buying new chassis and upgrading this right here, and then you end up with your stockpile of wheels and all your spare parts. The next thing you know, you're hardcore into this particular architecture, and you go one step above and one step above, and next thing you know, you've got $600, $700, $800 into your model, and you're doing some great things with it. However, if someone just said, here's $700, buy a model, I hate to say it, but a lot of guys are not going to be going for the Rustler. You're going to see guys going towards a Slash platform or a Team Associated or a Losi or again an XO1 or doing other things. So that's a long-winded way of saying that, as much as I love the Rustlers, it's looking like the market for a highly souped up Rustler is actually a really small niche market. So if you have aspirations of becoming a hot RC builder and you want to maximize your return on investment, I hate to say it, this platform does not seem to be the way to go. So where does that leave me now? Because as you see, I still have Trey sitting here staring me in the face. And as much as I love it, Trey's not Slade. And I've already gone all in with him. So I don't need two redundant vehicles. So it's a hard decision, but I'm going to have to part with him. So seems the best way to try to get a return on my investment is to part him out. So that means this nice fiberglass body, well, not fiberglass, this nice carbon Kevlar body here, he's going to be going up on eBay separately. And everything here that can be taken off is going to be taken off, and it's going to find its way to a new chassis, a new /LCG 4x4 chassis, which is on order right now. And as soon as that guy comes in, these GTR springs, tires, power system, like the motor ESC, all that stuff, receiver, they're going to be finding new homes. And this rolling chassis, that's going to end up going on eBay separately. So with any luck, I'll be able to, at least recoup my initial investment and build another cool vehicle. So now, with that being said, what do you guys want to see? So I've done the Offna body right here, and that's, Dizzy, and that's my boy. I've also done the Deuce, which has the Protoform PF8 body, which also came out really nice. So, but there's some other GT8 bodies out there that are pretty slick. So you guys, I'll put out to the community. What do you guys like to see? You want to see another Offna, maybe in a different color scheme? You want to see another PF8? You want to see something completely different, like maybe that Serpent body that I've been looking at for a little while that looks kind of trick? Or you give me some other ideas. So I pretty much decided to, like I said, stick to what I know. This platform just seems to have more high-end for the resale value but also I think I like building it better. Nothing against the Rustlers, but you know, when they put together the Slash 4x4 platform, it was all about serviceability, getting in there quick between races. It's well balanced. It's a hell of a performer, but it's also just, it's a good rock solid platform. And the Rustler's not a bad platform by any stretch of the imagination, but I've used this analogy before. It's like going from a drag strip car, go in a straight line really well, or go to like um, like a European sports car. The Slash Rally, whatever you call it, platform, the LCG platform is really, really, really high performing, and it's very durable. It's rock solid, and for the same amount of effort, it seems that if I spend the same money and the same effort and get a vehicle that can have double the retail value, it just seems to be a no-brainer. So tell me what you guys think. So, all right, sorry that this ended up being another little long-winded one, but I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. So, as always, remember fly, fix fly. Remember the mantra, break it, fix it, do it all over again. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But I really do want to hear your comments on this one. Tell me what you think. Do you think parting out Trey is a good idea? I mean, any of you guys interested in the carbon Kevlar body here? Do you think that I should do something completely different? Tell me about, the architectures. You want to see more OFNAs? You want to see more PF8s? Let me know what you think. All right, guys. You take care. And our House 21 signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.